This is KenzerCo,
and we're getting drunk with buds.
We are getting drunk with. I need a shot. Drunk with buds. We are getting drunk with. I'm so drunk with buds. Drunk with buds. Drunk with buds. We are getting drunk with buds.
Welcome, everybody, to Drunk with Buds, a show about trying new beers with some friends and having discussions you would normally have at a bar. As always, we get all of our beer information from the Untappd app. That's Untappd. You can now follow the show on there at Drunk with Buds.
Also, guys, check out the Tavour app on your Apple or Android device and try new beers across 47 different states. Build your own custom box of the craft beers you love or enroll in a subscription, and they'll automatically snag you the highest rated beers to suit your taste. No minimums or commitments. Get your hand-picked beer delivered right to your doorstep for a flat fee. Yep, any amount of beer. Or ship for free with the subscription. And for being a first-time user, you can use our promo code DRUNKWITHBUDS to get $10 off your first order of $25 or more. Bruce the Beer Bandit uses Tavour to get our beer, so you know it's legit. That's promo code DRUNKWITHBUDS for $10 off your first order of $25 or more.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Beer Bandit, hosting today. On my right, I have Two Tones.
Hey.
And I have No Bones, Honer.
Wow, I have no bones.
You're just a massive jelly.
I'm just so jellyful.
So grab your dice bags. Grab your player manuals, cast those bones in the tabletop, and hope for a crit. We have the Knights of KenzerCo on the podcast today. Sir Jolly Blackburn, Sir Brian Jelke, and Lord Dave Kenzer. We have 3 beers today that the Bar Maiden has given to us, and we're going to have great conversations with the tabletop warriors of the Midwest. Welcome to the show, guys.
I'm thrilled you guys gave me a sour ale. It's one of my favorite types of beer.
Dude, that's mine too. Also, this is the
it the
Blackbeard
Eagle Park?
talking. Whoever asked that
Park?
earlier, this is the Blackbeard.
Okay.
Hey, Blackbeard. Fucking pirate.
All right, I'm ready. Cobbler a la Mauve from Eagle Park Brewing Company. It's a sour, fruited, for 6.2 ABV. No available IBUs. 1,073 check-ins for an average score of 3.87. The Style Guy says, sour ale, peach, plum, cinnamon, nutmeg, brown sugar, vanilla, and natural flavors. It should taste cinnamony, peachy, sweet, plummy, and sour. What is everyone? Open it up and take your first sips and tell me what you think.
I opened that bad boy up, and I really like that can art, man. It's got 3 little cute little scoops on it on top of a little cone. Well, they're dripping. They're a little hot.
It does have like a cobbler breadiness to it on the mouthfeel.
The mouthfeel.
Okay. I'm liking it.
So I opened mine and took a smell, and it smelled really fruity, and I like that in a beer. I know that might not be popular, but that's what I like.
Oh, we like all styles of beer here.
Yeah. Well, not IPAs. I don't like IPAs, but
Dipper.
I like Dippa. But, yeah, so I'm more of a sour guy. I like sours whenever I go out and shop for them. That's what I usually search for.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about you guys. Who exactly are you for the fans listening? Let them know who you guys are. KenzerCo?
Okay, you want to take?
Yeah, I can do that. Kenzer & Company is a gaming company that started in 1993, and we started making role-playing games or books compatible with Dungeons & Dragons back at that time. And we met Jolly Blackburn at a series of conventions in the mid-90s, and ultimately decided to team up with him to produce additional products like Knights of the Dinner Table comic and a Hackmaster role-playing game.
So
Jolly, you have anything to add?
Oh, yeah.
Jolly, what about your start with the comic book Knights at the Dinner Table? I'm an avid fan. I have almost all of them, except for your Shaddus stuff.
Oh, okay. That goes way back. That's how I met Brian Jelke and the rest of the Kenzer guys. Was I was doing a magazine called The Gaming, and they were one of the first advertisers that met. And I actually met Brian. I think Brian was in New Orleans on Bourbon Street walking around bar hopping at a convention, and we kind of hit it off with him and Dave Kenzer and some of the other Kenzer guys.
Yeah, that was a great time, Jolly. I'm trying to think of when that was. I probably would have been like 19.
I think it was 95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So we started our company in 93. Our first conventions were the summer of 94, where I guess you'd call it made first contact.
Yeah. Yeah. You were just a guy behind a booth at a convention.
Well, and we were potential advertisers too, if you remember.
Yeah.
You and your partners were courting us to buy ads in Shadis magazine. And
right.
Then, it was that spring of 95 when we went to the Gamma Trade Show, which is more focused on industry retailers and distributors and manufacturers, that we all kind of connected.
Famously, your locations in the Knights at the Dinner Table are throughout the Midwest, but mainly in Muncie, Indiana. Why was that place there? Do you have some fond memories linking back to Ball State?
Yeah, I'm from Indiana originally, from Marion, Indiana, not too far from Muncie. But it just so happened I went to Ball State University in Muncie. Spent maybe 4 or 5 years, and that's where I was introduced to role-playing games.
Nice.
I started the comic. Yeah, some of the characters are based on my gaming buddies from the time. It just kind of became a natural to base the whole script in Muncie. It just kind of stuck in that location.
I was down in Bloomington when I first got introduced to the comic book, and I remember all of the steam tunnel adventures, and IU famously has the same steam tunnels as Ball State does. So I was like, oh yeah, I can see that kind of paralleling.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely explored this. We definitely explored the steam tunnels there. Had a lot of fun down in there.
So the same setup was at University of Illinois, and there were definitely rumors that people went down there and did kind of that live action role playing stuff. That was where Dave Kenzer and me and Steve Johansson all went to college.
Nice. It seems like the Big Ten just loves using steam tunnels, and the MAC, I guess.
Yeah.
So I got introduced to Kenzer not really through the comic book, but I'm an avid gamer, and I really love the campaign setting, the Kingdoms of Calamar, and that's where I got to know the KenzerCo boys with their products. What made you think about making that campaign world?
So I was at a friend's wedding with Dave Kenzer in the early 90s, and it was kind of like this. We're just talking over beers and kind of complaining about books that had been coming out from TSR lately, and we thought, we could do better than that. And we convinced ourselves that we could, and decided to start our own company to do just that. And so we kind of teamed up with a bunch of friends to write different pieces of the world, and then we sort of sewed it all together and decided, all right, now what would make this interesting? Who's going to attack who, and what are the different monsters in different places? What are the weather patterns? And so we spent probably like a year working on that, and then we're able to start small with these little booths at conventions. And you could spend a half hour talking to people about your new campaign setting, right? In those days, it was really word of mouth kind of thing. It was like, here's something I wrote myself. I'm really proud of it. Check it out. So that was kind of the beginnings of the Kingdoms of Calamar.
My favorite thing about that campaign setting is, this is the most nerdiest thing I could admit to about my gaming, is that I really loved that there wasn't just a common tongue other than the merchant's tongue, which was very fine out what you could talk about conversation wise. I love that all the races had, including humans, had their different rate. So I really loved that. I always liked taking the feats and stuff like that to speak multiple languages, and it played right into the things that I liked.
It does make it really challenging, I think, but it gives it that element of realism that we're going for.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, in the world right now, not everyone speaks French, English, German, Australian, but we're all this myriad of different cultures and languages, and navigating that will bring a little bit of realism to our fake fantastical worlds that we're playing in.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going for. So I'm glad you appreciate it.
Yeah, so I've never checked out any of these, but what exactly are the names of all these? Is it the Kingdom of...
The one campaign setting they have right now we're talking about is the Kingdoms of Calamar.
And that's like a comic, right? It's a comic?
That's a campaign setting for D&D.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be like the world that you're playing in.
Okay.
It's like think of Middle Earth or the world of Greyhawk, or it's something like that.
Okay. Yeah, because I've only played D&D a couple of times, and my dungeon master is usually Bruce over there, the Greybeard. And I've only played a handful of times. I really enjoy it. But if you guys complete or make your own campaigns, I mean, I'm willing to try those.
Right.
That sounds awesome.
That's what they do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because this is Brownbeard over here. Me and Blackbeard aren't too familiar with the gaming, so we learned from Bruce Greybeard. So.
That's right, the Greybeard, Bruce the Greybeard here.
I'm sure he would be glad to tell you about all the times that he made like a different campaign for us.
It's true, but we've said that on the show a few times, so we've done some good campaigns.
No, see, what I want to ask is where are you guys located? Where's your central hub, or do you have like a shop or a store? Or
We have an office in Waukegan, Illinois.
It's nice. And
Yeah, it's kind of an office where from our the home.
We pretty much all work out of home, so that's just a place to keep our stuff.
And they have a website. You can get most of their stuff. You can find the trade magazine, The Knights of Dinner Table, at different comic book shops and gaming shops nationwide. They do develop a very well, I believe it's award-winning, the Aces and Eights setting.
Yeah,
role-playing game?
Yeah.
One of our other rules is...
Yeah.
It's, for my hosts who might not know, it's a campaign setting where you play Dungeons & Dragons in the Old West.
Red Dead Redemption.
Well, let me clarify that. It doesn't have magic. It's not like Dungeons and Dragons, but it is a role playing game. Okay, where you can play gunfighters or sheriffs or Indians. It's the same idea, but it doesn't have magic.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
I'm a huge fan of Magic.
About that game.
So I probably won't play it.
Yeah.
That's a sarcasm alert.
I think Bruce set up a horror haunted house game for us one night, and that was pretty cool.
That was true.
Yeah, we had to stick our hand into a box. I didn't do it, but he had like spiders and shit in there, and and knives, and you had to cut yourselves when you're in there. It's like, oh, yeah.
I think they were like tacks. And
So I took that kids game that people do on Halloween called the creepy feel box. You stick your hand in there, and you have ordinary items that but you don't know what they are because you can't see it. And I hid a key in there that they needed to find to open the door, and so I made fake spider webs that I put honey all over it so they were really sticky.
Knives.
I put one thumbtack in there with a bunch of balloons that were full of I was going to put pig's blood in them, but too many people are telling me that there would be a health hazard. So I just put the balloons in there normally, and they pop on them when they were putting. They scared the crap out of them. They would pull their hands out. I had I cut open things of aloe vera, so it was cool and slimy. And it had a little spiny parts on the leaves and the different where aloe vera is. They had a good time, but not everyone was brave enough to do it. But
you'll be proud to know that Blackbeard was the first one that dived first into it.
That was not true. The first one who actually did it was Two Tones, Mr. Greybeard, and then his fiance.
You're Greybeard.
I'm Brownbeard. You're.
Oh, that's right. Brownbeard. I'm sorry.
You got to try a grape with the skin peeled off and tell them it's eyeballs.
Ooh.
That'd be pretty cool.
And I don't know what disturbs me about that story more, the pig's blood. Where were you going to get pig's blood?
Well, this is this is the Midwest, so you can get pig's blood from your local butcher.
Yeah, he raises pigs and then he slaughters them in his own basement.
Just for the game.
He doesn't eat them or anything. It's just the blood.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Okay, makes perfect sense.
All right. Now that we're drinking this beer, I was going to ask you guys a question. Do you guys remember your first beer? What was your guys' first beer? So your first, remembering your first beers.
Wow.
Gosh,
Okay.
I don't know if I should say.
You don't have to say your age when you drank your first beer.
Don't worry, I'm pretty old too.
Yeah, I'm kind of unusual. I didn't start drinking until I was 30. Actually, I had nothing against drinking. I just never was something I fell into or felt like I needed until I was in the Army. All my Army buddies drank after work, so I wanted to go hang out with them, so I started drinking. That was about 1991.
7 years ago.
Yeah. So, but the first time I actually had a drink was in a strip club at. Yeah. I was never really a big beer drinker. I went straight to the hard stuff. Like Old Granddad and stuff like that.
So, what's your favorite hard liquor now? Then is it still that?
Well, Old Granddad is the drink everyone knows that I really love. If I go to conventions, some of our fans always bring me a big bottle of Old Granddad. So I've got like 3 or 4 of them sitting around here.
I've never even heard of that.
But, no, really, it's in Indiana. Indiana is one of the few places I've been where you can go in most bars and say, "Hey, do you have Old Granddad?" And they'll say yes. Everywhere else in the country I've been, except for Kentucky, Illinois.
Oh, so
and Tennessee.
It's a brand of bourbon whiskey distilled at the Jim Beam.
Yeah, a lot of places don't carry it at all. It's a very unusual drink. Oh no, I was going to say, as a matter of fact, the first time I saw Old Granddad referenced in popular culture was in the movie Bad Santa.
Oh.
Billy Bob Thornton, that was his drink in that movie, and I was just so happy. I was like, yeah, somebody knows my favorite drink. So.
That reminds me when I was watching the TV show Chuck, and they had a couple of your comic books show up on air. I was like, oh, I know that comic.
Yeah, there's an assistant director out in Hollywood that he's a huge Knights of the Dinner Table fan. He's kind of moved around to different TV series over the years, like Star Trek Enterprise and what was the other one? Chuck. Anyway, but he always makes it a point to try to sneak Knights of the Dinner Table onto the set, in the back, stuff like that. So it's always been a lot of fun.
How about you, Brian? What was your first beer?
Yeah, I want to say I was probably like 10-ish, and my grandpa used to sneak the grandkids little sips of beer every now and then.
That sounds like mine was a neighbor man who would let me drink Old Style if I hit a home run over his fence in his backyard. He would pitch me.
So my grandpa was partial to Meisterbrow, and so I'm pretty sure that was my first beer.
I'm going to tell you right now, my 2 co-hosts don't even know what that is.
Nope.
Hell, when I told them my story about the Old Style, they just thought I was talking about like an older style beer. They didn't realize that was the name of a beer.
I did know that.
I'm still stuck on your neighbor giving you beer.
Yeah, what is up with you and your neighbor's relationship?
That sounds a little creepy right there.
Hey, growing up, he was my best friend.
Did he give you some sugar too?
No. He was one of my best friends.
Have you guys been to Chicago?
I've been to Chicago many times. I've done the Malort challenge too. When first time you're in Chicago, you tell somebody in the bar that it's the first time you're in Chicago, they give you that shot of Malort. It's terrible. It's terrible, but it's a tradition.
Chicago.
So, like every other block has a bar with a big sign that says Old Style. No name of the bar. It just says Old Style. So it's like once we became 21, we'd say, "Hey, you want to go to Old Style Bar?"
It's the beer of the Cubs.
Classic Brian.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
So do you guys have any drunk stories? Sometime that you guys were drinking a little too much and something hilarious happened? We've had, guys fall out of trees before and
We've been sworn to secrecy for most of those.
Oh.
Brian, you have to tell them the Cowboy Bar story.
Oh, there you go. Sounds like a good one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Jolly and I were in Calgary, Canada, and we went to a gaming convention up there, and we wanted to go out to dinner. So we went to this place where they...
hold on now.
Okay.
Hold on now. Brian wanted to have a buffalo burger, like real buffalo meat, and that was his big thing. He had to have a buffalo burger, so that's how this started.
Yeah, Calgary is. The convention was at the Stampede grounds. It was like a big, Western place for Canada, like a cowboy thing for Canada. So they sent us to this place. What was it called? Buzzard's Breath County or something like that, Jolly?
Something like that.
So we got our buffalo burgers, and they were quite good. And we were hanging around drinking beer, and before we knew it, there was like an incident near the bar, and apparently there was a guy that wasn't going to pay, and so he tried to leave without paying, and there was a bouncer there. It was a bald guy. I guess in those days we called him a skinhead, but the guy went to the door and locked the door, so the customer that was going to dine and dash couldn't leave.
Yeah, he had a $78 bar tab, as I recall.
Yeah.
Hey.
So the guy who now is blocked from leaving gets angry because he's locked in the bar, and he pulls out a knife.
Ooh.
And so the bouncer goes to his associate behind the bar. Candy, get me the stick. Get me the big stick. Which is, as if there's an array of sticks depending on what's needed in that particular situation.
The level of threat.
That's right.
He wanted the big one.
So when the guy with the knife hears that, he decides to try to book out of there through the back door, which was near where we're sitting, and it's racing through our mind like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Is this guy going to take us hostage? Do we try to trip him? Do we hit him with our beer? Do we throw a chair at him? What do we just stay put?
Just to be clear, this guy didn't have a pocket knife. It was like a huge skinning knife, as I recall.
Yeah, it was
It
was a Rambo knife. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were sitting at a little round table in the corner, and I remember this glass that had like the chicken wire, what you call it. But he came right behind Brian, and he looked kind of like a cowboy. He was this tall lady with a cowboy hat or brimmed hat.
Right.
And he just started kicking the glass right behind. He was literally trying to burst through the reinforced glass. So it was really close quarters. It wasn't like he was 20 feet away. He was literally feet away from us with the knife, trying to break out.
So the bouncer gets a hold of his stick, which turned out to be an axe handle. It was like a 2 or 3 foot axe handle, and the guy eventually made it out the door, and the bouncer chased him down and tackled him. And by this time, I think we had kind of gotten up to see what was going on, and the bouncer was just beating the guy in the head with this axe handle. And hitting and swinging so hard that he was actually hitting his own head at the same time.
right. But
he was
there for a while. It looked like he was fighting for his life there for a few moments, and we were just sitting there watching.
And then Candy was upset because she knew the guy had a knife, right? So she's like, "Go help him!" She's yelling at us to go help him.
So we're Americans, man.
Yeah, we don't get involved. So we made it outside, and I think they had called the police, and the guy was subdued, and the police eventually came, and the bouncer was okay except for the welts he had given himself by beating this guy with an axe handle. But they recovered the knife. The police came and arrested the guy, and it was quite a scare. And the bouncer was happy that we at least appeared willing to help, even if we probably didn't do much.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just giving him encouragement. So they gave us these little deputy badges that said,
"Yeah, like you would give a kid at a."
It was a deputy sheriff of Buzzard Breath County. Yeah.
The funniest part of the story for me was afterwards. There was a third guy with us, by the way, but we were all basically sitting there like sheep, watching this fight unfold, and afterwards we were all talking about what we're going to do. Like, oh, if you would have come after me, I was going to grab this bottle and bust it over the edge of the table, and you know, we were talking a lot of brave talk afterwards. You know,
Fishtails.
I've done that. I think we've all done that before. Like,
Oh, yeah.
If he came my way, I was ready. I wouldn't hit myself with the stick too. When I was
yeah, we did that for like several minutes, and one of us just kind of we paused, and there was like, dude, we would have been dead. We would have. We would have just been one of those people that died in a bar in a knife fight that we weren't involved in. You know.
Yeah, for no reason, right?
That's awesome.
But luckily, we saved the day and had a great story for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it is a great story.
That's funny. That's one of the better ones we've heard on the show. So yeah, I like that one. That was funny. Right now we're gonna get into our first segment. So Bruce, hit it. Pop culture with me, Brownbeard.
You wish it was brown.
Right, real quick. We some people out there know that we do sponsor an internet racing league car. It's a stock car. We have 2 of them that have our logo on them. They race Mondays at 7:30. But an update: our car, Vincent Teasy finished 5th, which is his best finish for us of the season. It's only 3 races in, but he finished 5th. And then D West finished 25th, with I believe that's his best finish. So we're moving up. It's awesome just to watch these guys. I've never been a fan of NASCAR until I started watching
on YouTube.
Watching us on YouTube.
Elite Racing League, Elite Racing League.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we do that. But there is from Nerdist.com. Nerdist.com. They're offering $250,000 to someone as a contest to prove you have a superpower.
So if you can prove you're a superpower, they'll give you $250,000.
So,
Nice.
so nobody's gonna get it, right?
I'm going to get it. I have a superpower.
I can drink a lot of beer.
I can fall asleep instantly.
Let's fall asleep right now. Then shut the fuck up.
I don't know how that. It's a superpower according to my wife because she can't fall asleep right away at all.
Right.
I put my head down. No matter what time of day, I can just go to sleep.
Just have her talk to you constantly, and she'll fall asleep.
I know I know everyone's been asked this question, but we're gonna ask you, Brian and Jolly, if you guys had a superpower, what would it be?
Oh man.
Jolly, you want to go first, or you want me?
I got to go with invisibility, man. That just seems like there's so many uses for it, good and bad. But I just think you could accomplish a lot of things with that power.
You're gonna go like true invisibility style, where like you have to be like
Naked?
or does your clothes go invisible?
Yeah, why not? Why not? That'd be a lot of fun. That's like a bonus.
You could only use it like 6 months of the year in Chicago.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool to wear your clothes and then still be invisible. So you just got
clothes walking around.
Clothes walking around.
Wear your glasses, you know. It's like.
How about you, Brian?
Yeah, I always thought that'd be.
So when I was a kid, I always wanted to fly. Like I would imagine I could start. For me, it was like a dog paddle move that I would start flying, and but I realize now that's kind of useless, and I would much rather have something like being able to see the future, so I could win the lottery, or mind control. I think I decided was the ultimate superpower.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard a lot of people say.
Of course.
I don't think I've ever heard a lot of people say mind control. It's usually flying is what people want.
Yeah, but flying is a terrible superpower.
I would think just being. I want to be like fast. I just want to get there ASAP, like to some places and go visit places real quick.
Never having to wait in a line. That's my
Oh god,
superpower.
yeah, like at a amusement park.
Oh, like from Deadpool 2, what's her name? Domino, who has the superpower of just being extremely lucky.
Oh,
Everything just happens exactly the way she needs at the time she needs it.
Yeah,
no
that's
matter
great. Yeah, that's a great.
That's a
power.
great superpower.
Our buddy, I'm gonna talk about Blaze. Our buddy Blaze, he does another podcast called Untappd, but he's talked about like this. He wants to do like a TV show kind of thing or a movie kind of thing where everybody has a superpower, but your superpower might not be the best superpower. So like someone's superpower is to find. They just instantly know where the best parking spot is at a grocery store. Like just random nonsense superpowers, and then obviously
Just
you have
every day-to-day stuff.
yeah, and then you obviously
somebody can always has the power to find a penny.
yeah, and then you
I
obviously
got
have the top superheroes that are the superheroes, but everyone has something, but it might not always be the best.
I would have the superpower to find the CLIT.
That's the ultimate superpower, I think, though.
I think I'm better than all y'all if I can do
If you
that.
can't find it, that's a problem. Perhaps you're trying to look for that G spot.
Oh, I found it.
No, I just thought that was a nice different take on things. Like everyone has a power. It's just your power is probably insignificant compared to somebody else's. But if you want that best parking spot at the store, you got it.
The best is when you can take some really trivial power and make it super important in a particular situation. So we try to do that in our games of Hackmaster. Jolly plays a magic user, and he's always trying to find that sweet spot for just the right spell at any time. There was a TV show on Netflix called The Magicians, where one of the guys specialized in mending. Like he was really good at putting things back together, like a broken coffee cup, and it became really important later in the show.
Yeah, until he died.
Spoilers.
Yeah, my fiance watches. Also, we have a low-key TV show gets a release date June 2021.
He uses magic.
I'm sorry, I should have used Bruce's segue. Speaking of magic, we got low-key.
You guys big fans of the MCU TV shows or movies?
I am. I enjoy watching them. I'm not like an Uber fan where I have to rewatch them and keep up on all the lore. I just watch them. I'm like, okay, cool. That was fun. When's the next one?
Are you more of a
But yeah, I do
taxi fan?
enjoy them. What?
I don't know. You said Uber
I'll
fan.
tell you what.
He said Uber. You said Uber.
He made a bad joke.
He made.
Okay.
How about
I'll tell you what. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to. So I was. Now I can't talk either. I was just going to see what Brian, if he was a part of the MCU fan or not.
Oh, for sure. When I was a kid, I mostly collected DC comics, but what Marvel's done with the franchise is incredible. I've just started watching WandaVision myself, so I'm not really all the way through that series yet, but enjoying it.
So you guys stoked for Loki? Did you like him as a villain in the movies?
Yeah, I liked him. I liked him quite a bit. He's one of the more interesting characters.
He's definitely an anti-hero.
I really liked. I think it was Iron Man 3 where Tony Stark spent a lot of time out of the Iron Man costume doing stuff. It was sort of like he was the superhero and not Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do we got? Sorry, we just move along real quick with some of these. Tom and Jerry movie released. I have not seen it. Have you guys seen this movie? Has anybody seen this movie?
I've seen a little bit of it, and it was kind of it's all right. It pays a lot of homage to like the old school jokes that they used to do back then. But it was kind of boring to me. I don't know.
My wife and I watched. Yeah, we watched it the other night, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm not a huge Tom and Jerry fan. It was just fun to see something lighthearted and how they adapted to the modern world, modern era. But it wasn't great, but it was entertaining.
So Colin Jost was in that, right?
Was he?
I don't know.
Who?
Colin Jost, the guy from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
So I saw him get interviewed by Seth Meyers about that, and somebody had asked Colin Jost, "Oh, did you play Tom or Jerry?" And he was like, "Well, neither. I just kind of played a guy." So it's sort of funny how he was sort of embarrassed about it, but that he wasn't a star.
They also got Chloe Moritz, whatever, from Kick-Ass 1 and 2.
Okay.
She's the girl in it.
She's actually Yeah, she's actually who made the movie for me. It was a little more interesting because of her performance. She was playing a funny part. Yeah.
Did they? Like I said, I haven't
Those
seen it.
kick-ass movies.
Right, the Kick-Ass movies are pretty good. I really love those.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, I didn't see the movie. So did they stay true to nature? Tom and Jerry didn't talk at all. Like they don't talk, right? They didn't say anything during the movie.
That's what kind of made it like, okay,
No,
right? They didn't talk, so it's like, this is what kind of made me kind of like, okay, you have to depend on the other story for the other characters that are talking.
So you wanted,
but Tom and Jerry are just there. I don't know how they try to make a movie for it, is what I was thinking.
right?
Like, how did you make a movie for that?
yeah.
So you would have preferred maybe better
Okay.
actors and actresses portraying them to actually
Kind of like
give
the old
it.
Garfield movies.
Eh,
Bill Murray was Garfield.
no, I think you just can't do that with Tom and Jerry. You
Yeah,
can't just
they
make
don't
them
talk.
They don't talk, so you can't do it. So
Yeah.
I just didn't see a reason for a movie.
So you
I
need
guess
you
is
need
what
the
I'm saying.
story and you need the actor and actress
Yeah.
to be better.
So
and
no
actually steal
Roadrunner
it.
and Wile E. Coyote movie for you.
No,
'Cause-
hell no. They're just
I'll tell
chasing
you
each
what-
other, and then a side story going on that's supposed to be the main story, and it's like, okay, whatever.
I'll tell you what surprised me about the movie was they had the classic bulldog from the original movie.
Oh yeah,
In one scene, he stops in the middle of the street while being walked. He's taking a dump. You know, they don't show it, but they show his face, and there's just like, you know, like for a minute, he's just stalling traffic by taking a crap in the street. I just thought that was pretty funny for a kids movie. They wrote that in there. I was like, this is really unusual. It was funny though, but it was.
Nice.
I know what's unusual. Justin Bieber.
I know we're all fans of Justin Bieber. Little news about him. He has a new album coming out called Justice. Releases March 19th.
Oh, great! Now I get to hear
Justice
Bieber.
I get to hear bad music on the radio. Again.
Right. Anyways, moving on now. Have you guys seen Chappelle's Show?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know the skit where
Charlie Murphy.
with Charlie Murphy and Prince, they're playing basketball. They have a pickup basketball game, and how it's like completely outrageous and everything. You guys remember that skit?
Yeah, I've seen it. Sure.
All right. Do you guys remember the skit where there was Prince and Charlie Murphy was talking about like his basketball game with Prince, and he's like, "We're skins and we're blouses," or you know that
And
whole.
then they had pancakes afterwards.
Yeah. Do you guys remember all that skit or no?
I don't think I saw that one.
He said, "Fuck your couch." He's on his couch making it dirty.
Yeah,
and
so
shit.
Charlie Murphy kind of starts the skit just replaying these stories that he knows from, you know, having a famous brother, and
Yeah.
they're hanging out with Prince, and Prince is like, "Well, I'll play some basketball." So they go up to the compound in Minnesota, and he's got Charlie Murphy's got his dudes. They're all like, you know, normal guys and stuff like that, and then Prince comes out with these guys all wearing like pirate shirts essentially,
Right.
and going like, "Yeah, let's go play," and then the hilarity of like. I think Charlie Murphy uses the words like these fairies can play.
Yeah, I think it's just like the stories seem like so outrageous, but apparently Charlie's brother, I don't know if you guys know him or not, Eddy Murphy.
Who's that?
He actually confirmed that basketball game was real, like, and they actually had pancakes after the game, like all that whole story was real, which is just outrageous. But
That is outrageous. Yeah,
But it's kind of cool.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You know, that's cool.
Ooh,
The
what's that?
ratings of these beers.
Ooh, cobbler a la mode.
sorry, Bruce, did you explain this or no already?
They don't.
All right, so let's start with Honer. What's your final thoughts and your rating for?
I gave this beer a 4. This is a really
shit.
good beer. I think I would actually have another one if we had it here, but yeah, this one was really good. It was really smooth. It was really fresh. It wasn't sour or anything. It was just right. It kind of reminded me of like a smoothie, even though I know it's not one, but it tasted like one. It was
Yeah.
the thickness of it. It was very light thickness, and it was really good.
And Two Tones, what did you think about this beer?
I really liked it. I wrote it's really smooth. It's slightly tart. You got a little bit of hit. It has a really good mouthfeel. I like the color. I really dig it. I'm going to give it a 3.75.
That's nice. Jolly Blackburn, what did you think of
You know,
Cobbler?
yeah, you know, I think I told you before that I'm not a a big beer drinker, but I actually like this quite a bit. So as far as beers go, I'd give it a 4 because normally I wouldn't finish a beer. I kind of drank this one right down.
Nice,
quite a
nice.
bit.
And Brian, how about you?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 3.75. I think I do really like sour ales, but for me, this one had a little bit too much spice. Like the cinnamon and nutmeg was coming out too strong. I like the color, like the consistency. Other than that, the flavor was really good. So better than average beer for sure.
Nice. And I gave myself a 4 on this as well. It did remind me of cobbler. I almost think that you could warm it up a little bit and it might enhance the flavor, but I'd be worried about trying to do that at the same time. It was very good, but not super great.
All right now we're going to take a little break. You guys don't have to hang up. We're going to take a nice little break. If you guys got to use the restroom, get the next beer ready. It's the Kentucky Sunrise. Yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll be back. Let's take a little bit of a shot break, guys.
Shots.
Come on, Tones. It's only a couple steps further. Honer back there, do you have our 6?
No.
My legs hurt.
Come on, you stupid dwarf. Keep up.
Come on.
I can't walk as fast as you.
We're going long ways.
Are you a hobbit?
I was a dwarf. My legs are short.
Honer's the dwarf.
Hold on, we have to stop. We have to shave his feet.
It's time for second breakfast. Ugh.
Hold on, let me carry him like a backpack.
Carry me, Dad.
I guess I'm his dad. Twists and turns everywhere we go.
That's right. I see an inn up ahead and a warm fire.
Let's go there.
I see the light.
Let's get ourselves some dwarven ale. Or maybe a cider.
Let's get it. Hello, are you guys open? That was tavern music, fantasy, medieval music, no copyright, epic, folk, Celtic music, no copyright on Unwind Station. All music will be from there. So, yeah.
And welcome back. That was some great tavern music there, Honer. And we now acquired Dave Kenzer of KenzerCo, fellow compadre and partner of Brian Jelke and Jolly Blackburn. Welcome to the show, Dave Kenzer.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me.
No problem. We're going to do a little bit of a rewind here and ask you 2 important questions that we asked both of your compadres. What was your first beer?
My first beer was probably like a Pabst Blue Ribbon or a Milwaukee's Best. I'm almost certain it was Milwaukee's Best.
The Beast. Oh, I've had quite a number of those back in my college days. I regret all of them.
I wasn't in college. I was probably in 5th grade.
Wow.
My dad drank Milwaukee's Best, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Those were his 2 go-tos, so it was probably a Milwaukee's Best, I'm guessing. 50-50.
Nice. And now, Dave and I believe Brian, you have our next beer, which is going to be introduced by Two Tones.
Yes, beer number 2 is called KY Sunrise, or you can call it Kentucky Sunrise. It's by Pivot Brewing Company. It's out of Lexington, Kentucky. It's a cider. It's a 5.9% ABV, not available IBUs. It has 244 check-ins, so it's not a lot. So hopefully we'll add to this boost or decrease in the ratings. It averages a 3.9. Style guide just says pear plus cherry cider. So yeah, if you guys got your glass, if you guys want to drink it from the can, go ahead and open it, take a sip, and let us know what you think.
Real quick, the can says, "My grandmother worked as a Rosie the Riveter during World War II. Her picture hangs on the wall of her tap room. It reminds us what can be accomplished when people work toward a common goal. Her moxie guides us in our mission and motivates us to keep moving forward. Pivot, the sun always rises." Beautiful stuff right there.
I really like that.
This is super tart. As soon as I opened it, I smelled it. It smelled super tart. The first taste also super tart, which is not necessarily bad, but striking.
Feel it in your jowls.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Smack ya.
I agree.
Hey,
It's actually pretty refreshing. not bad for a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that is really good, especially.
It's a cider. It's definitely a cider, though. It's not a beer.
Yep.
Oh no, for sure.
I've never thought of mixing pears and cherries with apple, also. So this is a pretty unique blend, and it works well together.
Some things work well and some things don't.
What's that?
Reviews.
Oh yeah, hit it. Dive Bar Review. Dive Bar Reviews is a section where I read a majority of 1-star reviews, maybe a 5-star, and a couple in between. Let's do this thing. Today, we're digitally visiting Waukegan Ballymuck Inc. in Waukegan, Illinois. You guys ever been there?
Waukegan?
Waukegan? What did I say?
Walk again.
Walk again?
Walk again.
Well, it's my dream to walk again. So thanks for laughing, guys.
Have you ever been
I
to?
lives in Waukegan.
Have you been to this bar before, guys?
No, our office is actually next to a bar, so when we want to go out in Waukegan, we go there, but it's not very often.
All right, well, I got a couple of reviews there for you. Maybe it'll change your mind. Maybe you will actually go there next time. So first up, we have Grisel Figueroa starts us off with a 3-star review saying, "Cute bartender's mail, smelly place, high school reunion."
Okay.
Cute bartender's mail.
Thanks for letting us know, I guess.
High school reunion. Next up, we have Eddie Coolcat with the 4-star zanger. Says, "Great place, 720 years, nothing's changed."
That's the perfect.
Wow.
That's the perfect dive bar right there.
Been there for 720 years.
And nothing's changed.
Got like stone ass walls and stone
Still
glasses.
run by Native Americans.
Right.
Yeah, Blackfoot Indians.
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard.
Next up, we have Marilyn Salinas with a 2-star. Says, "Smells."
Way to be descriptive.
That was it. It just smells.
You know what, though? Honestly, if I go into a dive bar and it doesn't smell, there's something wrong.
Yeah, they're hiding something.
Yes, because it kind of reminds me of this one time when you go to a Taco Bell drive-thru in Mishawaka, and the drive-thru window opens up, and it literally smells like feet. So it's like, if you don't smell it, obviously it's not going to be good,
Yeah, I guess.
Because Taco Bell's fire.
I don't know if Taco Bell needs to smell like feet, though.
It does. I don't know what's going on in there. Next up, we have Solomon Williams with a 4-star. Says, "Bartender on Thursdays is very pleasant. Great scenery."
Male and pleasant.
Hey, that was on Thursday. I don't know where the other bartender was from. Larson Giovanni with a 3-star panger. I don't know. I was drunk.
That sounds like that would be like my review.
That's my
That
review.
would be my
That's
review.
my review.
How was it?
I was there.
I don't know. I was drunk.
I was there.
Wait.
Someone told me I was here.
Right? I was told I was there. I was drunk.
That's why he's on 3-star offense. He's like,
Right.
I could have. I don't remember, but I was drunk. So
Not memorable, but not forgettable.
Is that why all my beer ratings start at a 3 and I go up or down? Like,
yeah. All right. So M. Swanson ends us off with a 5-star banger.
Woo!
I called some places for free mold inspection. They wrote up expensive bids and lots of work. Also, scare tactics like maybe my family shouldn't be in the house. Healthy Home took air quality samples and wrote instructions on what to do to fix things, and I did everything myself.
So she reviewed the wrong place.
5 stars?
5 stars.
5 stars.
So what I think happened is they were chilling in there, and they did all their errands, and they were just happy to do all their errands, so they said 5-star. Thanks for letting me do this here.
Right?
So, if you ever find yourself in Waukegan, Illinois, Then head on over to Waukegan Ballymuck Inc. Get drunk as fuck and don't remember your night like Larson. Or check out the talent that is the bartender on Thursdays. Apparently it's been around for 720 years and not a damn thing's changed. Now that's what I call commitment. So go ahead and visit this, maybe or not. I still don't care. All right, back to you, Bruce the beer bitch.
Oh.
Yeah, I still got it in there.
Yeah, you
Still got it in there.
So, what does everyone think of this cider? It's time for ratings. Dave, you weren't around when we explained this before. We rate from 0 to 5 by quarters. When we call your name, you tell us what you thought about the beer and rate it accordingly. Let's start with Dave on a couple questions while you're thinking about what you're going to rate this. So, Dave, we talked a little bit from Brian and Jolly about KenzerCo, but maybe you have another insight that they might not have. I mean, it does bear your name. Dave Kenzer, KenzerCo. We talked a little bit about Aces and Eights. We talked about Kingdoms of Calamar and, of course, the Knights at the Dinner Table. But is there any upcoming projects that you want to promote that might be coming out soon?
Well, it doesn't sound like you've talked about Hackmaster at all.
Just briefly.
Right. Oh, okay. We have, I think you already talked about Kingdoms of Calamar. I think this year we'll probably be releasing a new version of that. We haven't done that in about, 10 years or so. So there'll probably be an update coming out that'll also have some Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition compatible stuff, as well as Hackmaster, of course. And probably start working this year on some new rules for Hackmaster, try to streamline some of the stuff that we've done in the past and improve it. We had been, our late partner Steve and I have been working on that for a bit now in the background. So hopefully this year or next year, we might be looking at some new revisions along those lines. And of course, we pretty regularly release products for that line as it is.
Am I right or wrong in believing that you guys put out the Great Space Race board game?
Oh, you're correct.
Yes.
That
Good
game
friend of ours,
is
Craig Zipsey, was the designer.
was so awesome, and you can't find a copy. I can't find copies of it.
I think we probably printed like 5,000 of those, and we sold them all. But it was super expensive. The production was really costly, and it was back at the time when it was pretty in vogue to go to China to do that kind of thing, and it was really difficult assembly for us and really hard to work with those guys. So when it was time to decide to reprint or not, we decided not to. However, we do have another revision of that perhaps in the works. We have Craig had a long time ago had already created an update for it with new ships, new map, and all that stuff. And so we're considering kickstarting that one. Probably wouldn't see that till next year, though.
Well, you have my money because I never got a copy of the original one.
I think at
It is
the
a great
time
game.
it was
I
like
love
it was like a $60 game at the time when games were going for like 40, and it would easily be $100 game now or something along those lines, at least in the production value that it was in at the time. We'll have to take a look at it all over again. We're not that far down the path, but we do have a lot of additional ships and all that designed. And yeah, it is a favorite. We still play it now. I mean, taught all my kids to play. Brian and I play it a lot at conventions. You know, Jolly usually joins in as well. It's one of the few games we can force Jolly to play with us, actually.
So let's force some ratings out of you and Brian. So Brian, tell me about Kentucky Sunrise.
Yeah, initially when I opened it and tasted it, I was getting a little bit of like a cherry cough syrup vibe, which I didn't like, but I think it's settled down now. And after tasting it more, I do like it a lot better. I like the clarity. I would give this probably a 4.
Ooh, high scores, high praise. How about you, Dave?
Dave.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And actually, a ton. I'm thrown a little because I was kind of expecting a beer because I didn't read the label. Just the advertising I got from you guys, as in like, hey, we're gonna drink beers. So and it's in the beer shaped can. So I popped it open and was a little surprised. I didn't get the cherry. I did get the tart and apple. Later, I found the notes of cherry and pear as well, and I really like pears. So I actually, as a beer, I had knocked it down. I was thinking like a 2.5, 3, but now as I've had probably 2/3 of it, I'd say we're up. I'd go with Brian's 4. I can go with that. I think my wife would actually love this one. It's the kind of thing she would be into drinking, I think.
Now, we get these from the Tavor. We had an advertisement earlier. It's a beer cider app on your phone that delivers you beer to your door. You buy them individually, and they'll hold on to it until you're ready to ship. And the shipping is just $15 flat. It doesn't matter if it's 1 box of beer or 5 boxes of beer, and they deliver it right to your door. And there's 47 different states that have beer companies delivered for you. So that's where we got this from.
Yeah, so sorry on the misleadingness, I guess. When we say beer, we use beer as a general term because, like Bruce said, we use the Devore app, so they have beers, they have ciders, they have stouts, and like seltzers. Like they have everything. So we just pick from there what we think what we've never had, what guests would like, and we just kind of stockpile beers and we go from there. But
I picked the beers and seltzers. Well, actually, when we had the one beer, only because when I was talking to Jolly, he said he was more of a hard liquor guy, not much of a beer guy. So I decided to choose 3 beers. One cider, 1 seltzer, and then 1 sour, which kind of is a beer, but isn't a beer, to fit his taste levels. So hopefully that works.
Right? Yeah, because the real goal here is just to have guests like you just try different drinks or different beers that you probably would never find, or you can't find them at your local liquor stores, and hopefully to open people's palates, get them to try something they would never try. Like we've had a couple of beers from Alaska that obviously we won't be able to buy here in the Midwest at our local liquor store. So it's just nice to open up everybody's mind to see there's so many different beers out there. There's so many different drinks, and just find something that you like, and hopefully you enjoy it, and then we can talk about it on the show and go from there.
And have good conversation. So, Honer, what did you think of Kentucky Sunrise?
So Kentucky Sunrise for a cider, it's very sweet. Let me get one more extra. What's it supposed to have in there? I forgot.
Cherry,
pears. I can taste the pears. I slightly taste the cherries, but it's mixing in with the apples. So it's kind of like a aperry. It's nice. I think I would definitely prefer this out in the summer shade, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I'm out in the field or something like that. I don't know. I don't have fields here, but that's where I'm at.
This is definitely a summer drink for sure.
Especially when I'm shirtless and I just got done riding the bike, or the bike's got done riding me, and I'm just like sweating out and I just drink it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it would be good. So I'm going to give it 3.75.
Ooh. 2 tones.
Nice.
How about you?
I liked it. Like Honer was saying, it's a nice summer beer. I like the clarity of it. It's super clear. I like the color. I like the apple. I don't really taste much of the cherry, but I do taste slight hint of the pear in it. Overall, it's a good beer. I still like the first one best. So yeah, this is going to be a 3.5 for me. But yeah, I really do dig it. It's nice. It's got a nice little tart taste to it.
I'm pretty close to you guys. I'm a 3.75 as well, same as Honer. It's sweet. It's slightly tart. I think the flavors, they're all there, and they mix. And I don't know if I want to kind of grab onto one, and I wish I could. And because I can't really place a flavor consistently each time I sip, it makes me go, ooh, but it won't break the 4 barrier for me. So that is my rating. So now we're going to move into the last segment of the show. We're going to take a small shot break, and you guys stay on the air. We're going to play some music. You can comment with us. All of our music today is Dungeons & Dragons / role-playing / KenzerCo and theme. And then we'll move into the last segment.
All right, that's still tavern music, fantasy medieval music, no copyright, epic folk Celtic music, no copyright on Wind Station on YouTube.
Welcome back, everyone. That was some good tunage there, Honer. Let's break out the next beer. We have a hard seltzer from Evil Twin. It's called Evil Water Pastry Seltzer. It's a blackberry and passion fruit combination. So everyone who has said beer, pour into your glass or drink it from the can and give us your first thoughts.
Real quick side note.
We're not doing the Untappd or anything.
Oh, we should do that. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Honer, why don't you tell us about this?
Well, you just kind of
Real
went
quick,
into everything.
real quick
so
side
let me
note
just,
before Honer gets the Untappd. I've been doing a new thing where I assign the beers myself. Normally we kind of just figure out on the same day that we record, but I've been putting thoughts into it. So this week we're going by the ratings. So the first beer was the worst rated. The last beer is the best rated of the three for the episode. They're all within each other except for this one. This one was higher than the other two significantly.
There's no fucking way. The first one was amazing.
I'm just saying the first one averaged 3.8. The second one I think was a 3.9, and this one, well, you'll find out.
Yeah, so this one is a pastry seltzer by Evil Water. Hard seltzer, 5% ABV, not available IBU. 15 check-ins overall. 3.88.
Maybe I looked up the wrong beer when I assigned it.
Yeah, this is Evil Water Microbrewery, Ridgewood, New York, United States. The style guide says strawberry, peach, pineapple.
I think you have the wrong one, Honer, because mine says Evil Water Blackberry Passion Fruit Hard Seltzer, 4.5 ABV, and it's got 148 check-ins for an average score of 4.29.
What the fuck?
You gotta click on the Blackberry Passion Fruit one there.
My God.
Yeah, see, there we go. That's the one.
Oh,
This is what
there
happens
you
when you try to
go.
rush me in the shit, dog.
Yeah, rush.
Yeah, dude. Ain't nobody fucking prepared, dude.
Well, I'm sure our guests are prepared. What do you guys think of this beer so far?
You know,
This
I'm
is-
loving it.
This is actually really awesome. It's actually is pretty damn good. I like seltzers,
Yeah.
and this one is really good. Very tart. The blackberry comes right out. It's really good.
I tell you, the first thing I noticed is the action. I mean, it's bubbling like crazy.
Yeah, mine exploded all over.
Oh my gosh, this is
Yeah,
really
exactly.
good.
Exactly. Yeah, it's overflowing from the can almost.
I think they put more ounces inside here than would fit in the can. That's why.
So what was Style
Okay,
Guy
yeah,
say
I'm
there,
liking
Honer?
this.
All right, guys. So the style guide, now that I found it on my own, it's pastry seltzer, intense blackberry jam cut with tart passion fruit, huge body and thickness, wild. So do you guys taste all that? Do you guys taste the thickness?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the color is attractive. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
cool.
can taste the blackberry for sure.
Yeah,
Not
everything-
sure about the passion fruit, but I definitely taste blackberries.
So we're gonna move into the next. Right before we go into the last segment, Dave, all of you guys, tell me if you could, on the spot, make your own beer or seltzer or IPA or cider, what would you make? Like, what's your ideal flavor profile? Let's start with you, Jolly.
Oh man, you're asking the wrong guy.
Well, you've had some samples today, so maybe
You
you
said
get some
old
good ideas.
granddad mixed with some fucking vodka.
I'll tell you what this. I'll tell you what this reminds me of. It just hit me. Back when I first started drinking, I told you I came to drinking later in life.
Yeah.
And I went through a period where I was a wine cooler guy. I was that guy.
Bartles and James.
Yeah, this kind of has that reminiscent taste to me, like the old wine coolers I used to drink. So maybe that's coming through for me. But yeah, I like tart, sweet, and all that. Something fruity, like this one.
Nice. How about you, Dave?
That's a really hard question because I like all sorts of pretty eclectic with my likes, and it depends on mood and atmosphere, whether you're having a light beer or a really heavy dark beer, or a wine cooler, or a glass of wine. And so it's or you're having whiskey, like single malt neat. I mean, it's it really depends on what you're doing and where you're at. So, but what would I be passionate about so much that I would make my own? I think the kinds of things I harken back to are like original Sammys, stuff like that. So kind of a medium, darker side. I like sour and tart. But like Jolly, I like the sweet stuff too. So yeah, it's a really crazy question. Brian should have been the one you asked because I'm pretty sure he tried to brew his own or has been. We called him brew. We call him brewmaster.
We did ask him. And Brian, what would you have choose?
Yeah, I have certainly brewed beer in the past. I never really got too experimental with it though, but my favorite fruit is apricots, so I'd really love to see a sour with like an apricot overtone.
Some of our favorite brewery, Urban Artifact, has a sour beer called Centerpiece, which is apricot. So if you want to look for that, they have
awesome.
it. It's pretty good. It hits you in the jowls. It's very sour. Now, our last question before go ahead.
I said just the way I like it.
Same here.
So our last, I'm gonna have one more question before we move into the last segment. It's for all of you, and including my hosts. So we are now an adventuring party. What are you going to be playing as? So I already know what Phil's going to say, but I want to hear it from his mouth. But we're going to start with our guests. So we got to Phil, a 6-person adventuring party. What are you going to choose, and why? Jolly.
Oh man, they know the answer to this one. Dwarven fighter. I just like little tanks.
Okay.
The little brute guys that damage, and they don't have to be the smart member in the party. They just have to hit the hardest.
Nice. Brian.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to go with the cleric. I'm not sure what kind of deity yet, but I've been playing one that's kicking ass in combat, and I like the aspect of having spells too. So that's what I would do.
Kind of like a war priest.
Yep.
How about you there, Dave?
If you'll indulge me, I've got two very different choices. Although my partners would probably say I should play an assassin. That wouldn't have been my choice. I would usually pick a mage. I think playing a mage is pretty cool because it's the closest thing you can do to becoming game master when you're not actually game master, because you basically can force things to go your direction or change the outcome in a supernatural way that others really can't do. So that's kind of my favorite, especially if you can suffer through the low levels and make it to high level, where then all that abuse you took as a low level character, you're now in charge.
Nice.
But I have had an awful lot of fun playing lawful good knights or paladins, and I'd say that's a pretty close tie. And I think most people, they laugh or they mock at that because they have a lot of trouble with playing that alignment or that type of character. But I think sort of within your confines of your ethos, you can do some pretty devastating things. And I think it all depends on how you define what being a lawful good character is all about. Jolly's had some campaigns where I think I probably tortured him a little bit around how far you can push actually being lawful good. But punching someone in the nose and bloodying their nose, is that not a lawful good act when maybe they deserve it?
It depends on the laws of where you're at.
Yeah,
he punched the guard. Yeah, he punched the guard through his open visor slit because he didn't like the questioning the guard was giving him.
That's a nice, precise shot right there.
That's right. How about you, Honer?
I rolled a crit. I actually rolled a crit in that case. He was like, "All right, you want to try to punch him? Go ahead." And we were like first level, and I rolled a 20.
that reminds me, I was playing Shadowrun once, and there was this guard. I was playing a physical adept, and I knew Jeet Kune Do, like Bruce Lee. So we're like, knock him out. I'm like, okay. And in that game, and when you roll D6s, if you roll 6, you get to add the 6 again. So you get to roll another one. And I was like, how many dice are you going to use? I'm like, I'm going to use 3. I'm just trying to knock him out. And I rolled triple 6s. I'm like, crap, I have to re-roll him again. And I rolled 2 more 6s on top of that. And so the damage was so much that I kicked his head off when I was just trying to, knock him out. So, Honer, what are you going to be playing as?
So he took the mage slot. So what if I just become like a necromancer? And is there a way to become like a necromancer?
No, you can have the mage then.
No, dude. Okay, you took it. All right, you took it. So I was thinking, well, because you took that, I was like, hey, actually, a necromancer sounds badass right now. So I would say necromancer, but is there a way I can kind of control time somewhat? Also, like a necro time mancer.
Well, and in the world of D&D, anything and everything is possible.
So I could be a necro chronomancer.
Maybe, but our lawful good paladin might not have you raising the dead.
That's a really bad idea. I've seen Umbrella Academy. You don't want to be doing that.
Yeah.
I kind of want to, just because I'm with you guys, and I know you guys will be able to protect me, so I can just do whatever I want. I want to be the chaotic good.
Nice. More chaotic neutral. Anything you want.
No, I'll do whatever I want.
Whatever you want. How about you, dear?
I was in the same boat. I think as Dave, I was kind of leaning towards paladin, just your basic. Let me get in there. Let me.
You mean barbarian? Because you look like one.
Maybe a barbarian. Just let me try to muscle my way.
Just
around.
let you do the forefront shit. We'll all just be in the back.
Just send me out there, and I'll be the one that gets hurt, and you guys can build strategy off that.
Yeah, we got a cleric, so we're good.
Well, it sounds like the only thing we're missing. I guess we'll fill a hole. I'll play the ranger, so we can have specializing with bows, so we can have some long distance options.
Necromancer have bone arrows. You didn't know that, but I do. So.
So we have our adventuring party complete.
We built the perfect team.
The perfect team. What should we call ourselves?
My name is
Budsaholics?
Yeah, my name is going to be Greg.
Greg the Necromancer.
Necro Chrono.
All right, you guys are in a bar. What do you do?
Fuck.
Oh, I order a drink from the Buxy Maiden.
I ask for a full pint or a full pitcher, and I chug it, and then I smash it over the cleric's head.
I scope out the scene. I see who's there. See where the trouble is. See what to avoid and what to watch for. That's what
You're a fucking barbarian. Why are you so smart? Why is he acting so smart?
Hey, they have smart barbarians.
Not this one. He's all like, "Oh, I'm gonna check out everything."
Brown beard.
I gotta find the biggest guy so I can beat him up later.
No. He's I'm gonna scout it out. I'm fucking smart.
What are you guys doing? Who's running this game?
This barbarian's got glasses and shit. He's Hulk.
I don't know, but whoever it was that hit the cleric, I'm gonna run that guy through. That's the one thing
That's
you can
right.
do. You gotta protect the cleric.
Protect the cleric.
No,
That's
me.
right.
Hey, I'm chaotic neutral. I just do what I want.
Yeah, you reap the
Actually, no,
consequences
you're-
for it too.
Actually, that was the wrong tense. You were chaotic neutral. Now we're burying you behind the bar.
Oh, dang. I'm now the big bad in your guys' group. You guys got to fight me. I'm the main fighter.
Yeah, we gotta go
villain.
get that antagonist. He was raising the
That's
dead
a
and
good
turning back
question.
time.
Has anybody played a female character in a role-playing game?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, sure.
No, I have not.
I have two.
Yes, but I played female characters, so I don't have any problems with it. I don't know why people actually have problems with it.
I know, right? I play naked. That's it. But that's what we got a problem with that for. Elf titties.
There was a female character in one of our campaigns that got captured by orcs, and she had to be retired after that.
Oh.
Oh, damn. That got intense.
They
Yeah,
rescued
it got a
her,
little
actually.
heavy.
Yeah, it sounds
They
like
rescued her
it got
actually, but then the owner of the character retired her.
Do you guys have any questions for us? Let's just flip the script on this one.
How long have you been doing this?
We've been podcasting for about 2 years as Drunk with Buds. Coming up in
Okay.
about, I think 2 more months. We enjoy it. We love having the conversations. The beer is probably only a third of the show. It's just conversations, rating some beers, and talking about things that just interests everybody.
Okay, did I catch you mention that you sponsor a race car? Or was that
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
do.
imagine
We
it.
do.
It's one of our buddies, Nathan Benham, has been on the show, and he was he sponsors his buddy that does iRacing. It's Elite Racing League, and they're on YouTube, and they stream a tournament or a league every Monday. And we are apparently sponsoring them because my buddy Nathan doesn't have anything to sponsor, so he asked us to cover it for him. And so we have we didn't have to pay for it, so we didn't have to cover it that way.
Right.
But he's like, oh yeah, put the
Just-
logo
just-
on there. Yeah.
So we have 2 racing cars.
Hey, just to be clear, it's not slot cars, right?
It
It's,
is stock cars, but it's
Internet racing.
Internet
It's
racing.
video games.
It's a
It's
game
video
that was out in
games.
like
Oh, okay.
2000, yeah, it was like 2007 or something like that. The game came out, but they still do leagues on there.
and like their setups though that they have actual like pedals and they have to do their shifting and all that stuff. And the game has in there like part failure and everything
Yeah.
too. So like you could just be driving along and all of a sudden your brakes give out because that's just the random chance that
I
happens.
say just like any other like
Heart
internet.
failure. I
Yeah.
thought you said heart failure.
Maybe that too.
No, I was gonna say just like
So
any,
your driver has a cardiac arrest.
right?
It's so realistic.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say just like any computer game. Like I've seen these guys have 3 screens, one with the front view, and then the ones on the left and right, or like the windows. Like they're legit having 3 screens with their controller and their pedals. They're legit racing these cars, but it's just internet based. So
Okay.
They got to wear
Okay.
like an
So-
Oculus helmet.
Dude, I actually
Oh,
just
I-
got one of those, and I love it. The Oculus Quest 2. That'll
You
change your
know,
life.
my kids have those, and we played The Room in there. I
Oh.
recommend that. That was awesome. In fact, there's a church you go in. It's like a Templars kind of place. It's just super awesome. So if you like,
That's a scary game, though.
if you
isn't
like
it?
gaming,
Yeah,
No,
you should
The
do it,
Room?
Honer. You should.
no, it's
He's
it's not.
lying.
Well, I mean, there's scary elements, but you can handle it.
Yeah. well,
Dude, okay.
he
so
wouldn't
the
even
kind
put
of
his
game-
hand in that box earlier
Dude,
though. So.
hey, the kind of game I could not handle though is like a Resident Evil 7 VR, where like I'm actually straight up in the business and like getting in there, and it's like I can't handle that shit. It gives me so much anxiety that like I'm fucking like I can't. I'm gonna die in real life, bro.
But didn't you enjoy the Waypoint VR that we played? Isn't that kind of the same thing?
No.
That one you can move around. And I'm with friends,
Oh,
so
I've
but,
seen this trailer for like a World War I horror game where you're in the trenches of World War I and some kind of creepy thing is chasing you down. And it's Oculus game that they're promoting. I don't think you would survive.
I don't think I would either. So
I know what you're not going to survive. Our next segment.
okay.
Bruce.
Trivia.
Bruce.
Trivia.
Bruce.
Trivia.
Bruce.
Bruce.
Welcome, everyone, to Bruce Trivia. I did spend a couple hours putting together a name game, which is usually hilarious in the show, but we have 5 different voices all trying to buzz in. That's not going to really work. So we're switching to the Family Feud. It's KenzerCo versus Pena.
Yay! So 3 against 2. Okay, cool.
That's real fair.
Yeah, that's
It's super fair. You guys are used to the game. They're not. So we need someone on your guys. I think I suggest we do hooty hoo when you're going to ring in for your family. Does that sound pretty good?
Sure. Okay.
Hooty hoo.
Hooty hoo. That's right.
I need a little more oomph over there. I need to hear it.
I need a little more high pitch. Hooty hoo.
So we're going to play the
There we go.
Yeah.
That's
All
what we
right.
want.
Here's ours.
So on your side, KenzerCo, who's going to be the head of the family?
Who's daddy?
It should be Dave.
I agree.
Dave Kenzer, you are first up. So hand on your hooty hoo. That came out bad. And then on the Pena side over here, do we have 2 tones or we do have Honer as the head of the family?
Honer's got the buzzer.
Honer's got the buzzer.
Blackbeard has the buzzer.
Blackbeard has the buzzer. All right. So do everyone know the rules of Family Feud on your guys' end?
Don't I get a kiss first?
Oh, wow, way back. I saunter up to you.
Give him a smooch.
I roll my die here. Let me see. Oh, I got a nat 20 on smooching, and I gave you a nice little peck on the cheek.
Now you're pregnant.
Welcome to the show. Later on, I'm going to be filming The Running Man. Everyone's got their hand on their buzzers. We have 100 adults asked top 6 questions. Answers, actually. Name something that even adults hate to share. Honer.
Time.
All right, Dave. Just get on the board. Name something that even adults hate to share.
Food.
Ding!
There it is.
That is the number 2 answer. Do you wish to play or pass?
What do you think, guys?
We came to play.
What was
man.
your answer?
We didn't come to pass.
What was your answer?
Ooh. They came to
Food.
play.
My answer was food. We're gonna
Uh,
play. We're gonna
All
do it.
right. Okay, Jolly, number
Right.
2.
Hey, what-
Jolly's number 2.
Wait.
Go ahead.
What was Dave's answer?
Food.
Oh.
All right, Jolly. Name
Um,
something that even adults hate to share. The number 2 answer was food. We have 5 more answers.
Significant.
Whoa, I wouldn't want to share that either, but that's a big old X. Eh.
Couples nowadays share those.
Brian, name something that even adults hate to share.
So I wanted to say Butterfinger, like nobody better lay a Butterfinger on my Butterfinger, but I know that's not going to be right. So I guess I'm going to go with drinks.
Drinks. I'm sorry, that is your second strike. Eh.
Oh.
Back to you, Dave. You got 2 strikes. You got to clear some board, or my
Come on, Dave.
fellow co-hosts here are going to sweep in with a steal.
Money.
The number 1 answer. Good job. All right, Jolly. Keep the streak going. We have money. We have food.
I want to go with bathroom.
That is correct. The number 4 answer. We have money. We have food. Then we have a blank. Then we have bathroom. 3 answers left for you, Brian.
That
Can
one
you
is
keep
true.
it going?
Because whenever these guys come over, they share my bathroom, and I hate it.
Name something that even adults hate to share.
I'm going to go with something kind of off the wall. It's not really a regular thing, but I would say secrets.
The number 6 answer there. Woo! The streak is continuing.
Damn, he is off the wall.
Good answer. Good answer. All right. Back to Dave Kenzer. We have money. We have food. We have bathroom and secrets. 2 answers left on the board. The number 3, the number 5. What do you have for us?
I'm out of ideas here, but I can tell you that 2 of my adult daughters almost came to blows over sharing clothes. So I'm going to say clothes.
That is correct. The 5th answer. There's only one on left. Jolly, can you clear the board?
Oh, man, that pressure, huh? You got 2 strikes?
You got 2 strikes, Jolly.
Under pressure.
Hey, I want to say bed.
They have cleared the board. Round 1 goes to the KenzerCo.
Hey, I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. Fuck you.
Good job, guys.
Damn it.
Good job. It's never been done on the show.
Hey.
I almost said beds because I was thinking about cons, sharing rooms.
Yeah,
And I thought,
exactly.
what
We're a
we'd like
small
doing
company.
that.
We generally only get
Especially
like
with-
1 or 2 rooms and pack in a lot of guys.
Oh, you guys like that?
Yes.
No, it's by necessity. Most we ever had was 8
Necessities.
guys in 1 room.
All right. So, Two Tones and Jolly,
mad.
you guys are ready for round 2.
Uh-oh.
Get your hootie hoo and your buzzer ready. We asked 100 adults, name something you would do to prepare for a game of strip poker.
Oh.
Well, Two Tones is
Hootie
in.
hoo.
Oh, Two Tones is in first. I'm sorry.
How many answers are there?
There are 6.
I would shave.
I'm going to.
Gonna be more specific, or
I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the Bruce stretch on this one.
Yay, because they fucking
Shower
dominated us last one.
slash bathe. I
Yeah.
guess cleaning yourself up would count that as the number 6 answer. So
shaved in
Jolly, there's 5 more answers that all will beat that one. What do you do to prepare for a game of strip poker?
Wear more clothes.
Extra clothes is correct. The number 4 answer. Jolly, do you wish to play or pass?
We'll play.
All right. Brian, name something you would do to prepare for a game of strip poker.
Well, whenever I take my shirt off, I like to make sure I'm good and pumped up. So I'm going to say exercise.
Ooh, that's a good answer, but I'm sorry, not good enough. 1 strike. Dave, name something you would do to prepare for a game of strip poker.
So the first guess was already shave, or was it shower, or was it both?
Shower, bathe, / shave is all the number 6 answer. And you guys also
Oh, that
have
was a 6.
wear extra clothes. We have 4 more answers.
And I'd probably, I don't know, pick up an extra deck of cards.
An extra deck of cards. I feel I'm going to give you the Bruce stretch on that one. I feel like you're getting ready to cheat. Getting ready to cheat is an answer. That was
Oh,
the
for
number
sure.
5
Always cheat.
answer. All right. Jolly, back to you.
Oh, man, cut me off guard.
Name something you would do to prepare for a game of strip poker.
Wear a hat. I don't know.
Wear a hat. I'm
all I
sorry,
can
that's
think of.
strike number 2.
Wear a hat.
All right. After Jolly's Brian.
So what do we have that's right so far? We
You
have
got-
shower and wear.
You got shower, bathe,
Go ahead.
shave. You got prepare to cheat and wear extra clothes. The top 3 answers are still on the board.
Remove wedding ring.
Ooh, good answer. Good answer, but I'm sorry. The 3rd strike. All right, Two Tones. Talk with your friend for 5 seconds. Your cousin. Come up with 1 concise answer.
That's all I got.
Name something you would do to prepare for a game of strip poker. Honer, you are the head of the family, I believe, so you get to give the
Unless
answer.
you got one, that's all I had.
I got nothing, but I'm gonna go with wear less clothes.
Wear less clothes.
Hey.
KenzerCo!
We're ready to strip.
Yeah.
Number 1 answer for a strip poker game is get a group of people.
Real quick, I thought we already had a group of people with us.
Number 2, drink a lot of alcohol to be ready.
Damn.
And then have clean underwear on. So
Who's
KenzerCo,
wearing underwear?
you
We
are
wear less
got
clothes.
2 wins going into the last round, which is worth double. So my Pena family has to win this round to force overtime.
Paya.
We're getting our asses kicked.
No, that's not.
All right. Hands on your buzzers. This will be Brian versus Honer on the buzzers.
Just like brothers.
You're going down, Brian.
All right. Get your hootie hoo ready.
All right.
My hootie who stays ready.
My hootie hoo been hard. I mean, ready.
Name something that kids play in but an adult would not. Honer.
The bath.
The number 6 answer of 6. Brian, name something that kids play in but an adult would not.
Sandbox.
The number 2 answer. KenzerCo, would you like to play or pass?
We'll play.
We're
All
gonna
right.
play, man.
Dave
Like you
Kenzer,
said.
clear the board and they have no shot. Name
So
something
I-
that kids play in that an adult would not.
Sorry, I didn't hear the first answer. I heard Brian Sandbox. I didn't hear the first answer.
The first answer was bathtub. It was the number 6 total answer.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a ball pit, one of those colored ball pits.
The number 4 answer.
Play
I would
place.
totally play in that.
Jolly.
I've played in those, but I don't consider myself adult.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get my own.
Jolly,
ball pit.
name something that kids play in but that an adult doesn't.
Okay. I got to go with mud.
The number 1 answer, mud/dirt.
That was the one I go.
Brian, back to you. Name something that kids play in but an adult would not.
I think they have
So
an
anybody
age
who knows
advantage.
one of my recent Facebook posts knows that I used to be a kiddie pool diving champion,
Yes,
and so I'm going to say kiddie pools.
The number 3 answer.
to be clear, Brian was like 17 when he was diving into this kiddie pool.
No, like 27.
I don't think you should
No,
be diving
27.
into a kiddie pool ever. I think that sounds like an ouch waiting to happen.
Ironically, he was an adult.
So-
While diving in.
We have mud/dirt as the number 1 answer. Sandbox is the number 2 answer. Kiddie pool is the number 3 answer. Ball pit is the number 4. And number 6, the bathtub. We have 1 left on the board. No strikes. Dave Kenzer, what do you have?
They're about to get them. Strikes.
All right, I'm going with what I did as a kid. We played a lot of 500 in the street. I'm going with street.
In the street. Good answer.
Yeah.
But that's 1 strike. Jolly, can you
You
sweep
can't
the
cheer when
board?
we get striked.
You don't get them. You don't get them much, so we have to.
Yeah, because we suck, and obviously you guys don't. So
Okay, you're right.
All right. We played so I'm up.
Yes.
Okay. I played a lot of Doctor, the Neighbor's Playhouse.
You sweep the board and you win the game.
what did he say? Doctor and Playhouse. He said
Playhouse.
He
2.
played doctor in a
In a
playhouse.
Oh my god.
Playhouse or a tree is the number 5 answer. The KenzerCo destroys the Penas. Way to go. Give us a victory speech. Give
Age
us a victory
difference.
speech.
Age difference. You guys have been alive longer.
You guys
so.
had numbers.
Give us your victory speech.
I'm kind of pissed that street wasn't there.
I did seem wrong. It seemed like an obvious.
So give us your
What do
victory
you mean?
speech.
Well, you know,
your speech, hooty hoo, we win.
Hooty hoo. Yeah, we don't like to lose. You know.
So rub it in a little bit. Come on.
Don't.
Have you guys heard the stories, all the stuff we used to do when we were winning Origins Awards, which is why we don't win Game Awards anymore?
No, why don't you tell us?
We don't have enough time.
We have plenty of time.
Yeah, we got a lot of beer here. We can just drink.
Well, I think early on we were winning a lot of awards for Knights of the Dinner Table, and one year, probably second or third year, we started winning Best Game Magazine. We all wore flowers on our shirts, like daisies, and we had like uniforms. We had like golf shirts that said like KenzerCo or something. And we had daisies on there, but they were ones that you fill with water. You couldn't tell them, and you could skirt them.
Yeah.
So So when they called us up for the award and we went to shake hands, we were like, squirt the.
That's awesome. Bunch of clowns out there, dude. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, it was the last thing they expected.
And I remember one year they had. One year they tried to start a policy of, hey, wear a suit or a tuxedo to the awards. We want to bring it up to a new level. And we wore like T-shirts.
That was the year
with printed. Yeah, it was printed tuxedos on the T-shirt. So.
Oh, that's badass.
The best one by far. It's a little bit of a long story, so you have to indulge me. And
I'm sitting.
I'll ask for you guys to chime in again with the details I'm forgetting. It was 2001, and we were at Origins, which is where they do the awards in person. And they came to our booth and said, "Hey, you guys are up for best role playing game with Hackmaster. So we want to make sure that you're bringing someone with to accept the award, and it's going to be broadcast on E, the entertainment show." And they got camera teams there, and everybody's, they're filming it. And they had that one actor from
John Rhys Davies.
Yeah, John Rhys Davies from Indiana Jones, right? He's gonna from Gimli.
I think of him as
Gimli.
Gimli the dwarf.
Yeah, he's gonna be giving the award out to the, for the penultimate award, which is the game of the year, which is it's above role playing game. So we're like, yeah, we'll be there. And we had, then the booth closed at 6 p.m., the Dealer Hall, and there was a bunch of fans still hanging around our booth. We're like, hey, you guys want to go with us? We're heading over to this award ceremony. Maybe you guys can, if we win, you can accept the award. Go on upstage, you can take it. And there was like maybe 8 or 10 of them. And they're all like,
one point here, we were up against Dungeons and Dragons, the new edition. So it was like impossible that we were ever going to feasibly win this thing. Go ahead.
So we thought we had nothing to lose, right? So we went there, and of course, they did, role playing game of the year, and we were in the back, and we had a lot of fans that had, it grew like a crowd as we went through. So we probably had 20 or 30 fans in the back of this room because anyone could attend. There's probably about 150 attendees total. We filled the back 4 or 5 rows. And near the end, they did best role playing game, and we didn't win. And our fans were like, they went nuts. They were all yelling and screaming and jeering, and shouting like the fix is in and stuff. And whatever, we were disappointed, but we had won many awards already prior to that, so it was disappointing, and we thought we deserved to win, but we didn't. So that was fine. And then they get to the end, and they're like, "All right, we're going to do the game of the year, which is the ultimate award and the final one." And a backdrop to this, by the way, was that the internet had exploded the weeks before. There was a lot of hatred towards Hackmaster, which is our game, for a lot of reasons. But I think a lot of the industry types hated it because they didn't think that it was particularly a good game, and the kind of Joe Gamer fan base thought otherwise. So there were a lot of massive flame wars. And I actually think a lot of our fellow game designers probably lost their careers over that because people were brutal on their games then, which, we didn't condone. We didn't stop it either, but we didn't condone. So John Rhys Davies gets up, and you were supposed to wear like a tux to this thing, and we were just wearing like basically cargo shorts and t-shirts that said "Nice at the Dinner Table" or something on it, and or King of the Calamar, just like some gamer shirts, with a dragon on it or something. We were just kind of sitting in the back, like the kid in the back, and they had the cameras rolling, and this was going to be the piece de raison, and what they went with for this show. They're videotaping for entertainment. And John Rhys Davies gets up there. I'll never forget this. And he's like, "You've seen awards for games that have great graphic design and great artwork. and great writing. And he goes on and on. He describes like 6 or 8 things. And he's like, but the best game must be all these things. You know, his impressive voice. And then they hand him the envelope and he says, and the best game of the year is, and there's a silence, right? He opens the envelope. Heck Massa! And because probably 20% of the room was filled with our fans, the freaking place just erupts. I mean, it erupts like, you know, touchdown pass of the Super Bowl, like just deafening. Because everyone was already, you know, we thought we had lost already and it was over because we didn't even win role-playing game. What we didn't know was that if you won game of the year, they took you out of the other categories. So we literally didn't win. We were up for like 5 categories, didn't win any of them. And so it won game of the year 2001. And we had forgotten that we had told these guys they could go accept the award. So rather than like, you know, me and Jolly and Britt and our late friend Steve going up there and, you know, getting some limelight and being like, oh yeah, we're going to meet John Rice Davies. We didn't even get to go up there because we were just high-fiving each other before we even realized there was 3 fans like up on the stage to get the award. And they were literally going to take the trophy and everything. It was crazy. But what was even crazier was they each made a speech.
That's awesome.
Those speeches were the best.
I bet.
Are these on YouTube?
No, they never released the video.
Oh my god, I would love to watch that.
That'd be awesome.
But the best speech was the guy that said, I was a pizza delivery boy. I was kind of there, but in the background, it's just, it was playing it to the hilt. It was really funny.
It was great. The first guy was just like, he was like a retailer actually. And he went up and he was just like, this game's great. It flies off the shelves. I just love these guys. And, you know, he went on and on for like from retailing. And then the next guy was like just a gamer. And he was like, he was like the guy from Bill and Ted. He's like, KenzerCo rocks. Pegasus rocks. Devo's football rules. Like, and then they gave him the old hook, the heave ho, right? Like they just kind of dragged him away from the mic because he wouldn't stop. And then the last guy, he's like, I want to tell you the story about how Hackmaster was designed. He's like, I had a lot of time to think about it because the KenzerCo bus broke down on the way to the con, and I had to help him change a tire. And he's like, going on, and we're like, wait, what? What bus broke? What is he even talking about? I drove here. Like, he just basically made up an entire story about how much he helped us and helped the design and stuff.
That's awesome. That's funny.
Go big or go home, right?
Yeah, it was hilarious. So yeah, then they took the trophy, and after the award ceremony, they made the mistake of coming back out and mingling with everyone to show off their trophy, and then we took it by force. But otherwise, it was awesome.
That's awesome. I wish we would eventually have fans to rush the stage and take an award for us.
We'll get there. We'll get there. When we get back to live events, you know, post-COVID, we'll have fans.
Right.
So we're gonna
So
unveil.
we didn't think we'd win another award ever after that. Because they were mad. Like we were supposed to be wearing tuxes. They were like pissed for like a month ahead of time. They had been emailing every award recipient, you need to rent formal outfit. And we're like, yeah, whatever. And then, so 6 years later, there was a change of guard at the Origins Awards, whatever they're called. And, we were then up for the award for best role-playing game with our second role-playing effort, which was Aces and Eights. And they had a semi-formal type event, and we sat around at tables with reserved seating. And it turns out we won that one. But on the way to the stage, which we never thought we would do after the first time, someone handed Steve a bottle of champagne. And while I was giving an acceptance speech, which was, you know, I would say probably less than reverent, Steve was shaking up the bottle of champagne. And then he blew the cork and sprayed it all over the front 3 table. And that was 14 years ago, and we've not won an award since. And I'd say we probably won 15 awards between the 10 years before that. I don't even think we've been nominated.
It's like the Sid Vicious of RPGs.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of like getting awards and stuff, let's rate this beer.
Oh, Bruce with the segue.
All right, so we have been drinking. I've actually forgotten now what we were drinking. It's been such a good time. Evil Water Blackberry Passion Fruit Seltzer.
Correct.
Jolly and Dave, why don't you lead us off? Dave, Kenzer, we rate by quarters.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Go ahead and tell us what you think about the beer and then rate it.
It's, very tart, which I like a lot. And the blackberry comes through. I mean, the color even is purple. It's actually pretty awesome. I have a soft spot for seltzers. I was just telling the guys that, during the pandemic here, we ordered our groceries online, and my wife ordered 2 cases of LaCroix, and they sent us 2 cases of seltzer, which I had never would have deigned to have, but it was awesome. So we were having like 2-3 each every day for like 10 days because we had so much of it. What else are you gonna do during a pandemic? Kids will take care of themselves. So I really like seltzers now, and this might be the best seltzer I've had. And I think John Rice Davies and I both say that the Evil Water Pastry Seltzer is a 5.
5-star banger! Wow, we haven't had too many 5-star bangers on the show. Thank you, Dave, for throwing one out there. Jolly, what do you have?
I like this a lot, and I'm probably going to stock some of this for game nights, just so people can experience it and have some. But I don't have a lot of experience with seltzers. I don't know what to compare this with, but so I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Ooh.
If I'd had more, I'd give it a 5 because I might have a more.
Jolly, let me try to explain to you what actual seltzers taste like. They taste like a LaCroix or like a very seltzery, watery taste. It tastes like water with a little bit of carbonation, and so that's what the actual seltzers usually taste like. But this tastes like
fruit juice.
This actually tastes like
bubbles.
fruit juice. So this is actually like better than the mainstream ones that they actually usually have out in the stores.
There's a company, a brewery up in, it's similar to Waukegan in sounding, but it's Wanaka in Wisconsin. That's called Untappd Art. They make a line of what they call Florida seltzers that just take like bubbly fruit juice.
Tastes just like this one.
It's just like this one. So it's not that far from you and easy for you to get.
Nice.
Check them out.
Check out Florida Seltzer by Untappd Art, and then you'll get each one of those tastes exactly like this one. So you don't have to go.
Fruits.
So you don't have to wade through like the Coors Seltzer, the Michelob Ultra Seltzers, the Corona Seltzers. Look for the Florida Seltzer, and then that's when you know it's going to be a little bit.
Yeah, the domestic seltzers are nothing like the craft beer seltzers, and like we said, Untappd Art. Hands down, probably make the best selection of seltzers.
I don't know. Evil Water might be.
This
there.
is a good one, but
this is the first one we've ever had.
I know exactly. So Untappd Arts, we've had a lot of those. They make for me, they have the best selection of seltzers you can get.
I don't know. This one was actually kind of better than those.
So why don't you tell me, Honer?
Yeah,
I give this a 4.5.
4.5.
I really liked it. I enjoyed it so much that I wish I had 5 more cans. I could put into a boot. And and then drink it one gulp.
I have a boot.
A cowboy
Hey
boot?
guys, would it be okay if I commented on Jolly stocking these in his game room?
Yeah, go for it.
There's Jolly's actually he's a sly guy. So the reason he would do something like that was for character death purposes.
You're dead. Here's a beer.
No, it's the other way around. Actually, here's a beer. I hope you die.
Damn, Jolly's fucking vicious.
Well,
other than his wife Barb, who's another one of our partners who seems to die almost every session that Jolly Game Masters. If he can liquor us up, then probably we'll kill each other. And Brian's character famously killed one of Steve's characters, and that's a really great story that Brian should tell, and you guys should ask him right now. But that's probably the only way Jolly can manage to kill the rest of us. He amps up the hack factor and kills Barb, but the rest of us seem to survive. So I don't know. When we leave, she probably takes out the rolling pin. I'm not sure.
When I Dungeon Master, if someone dies in mine, I do make them kind of similar to what goes on in Knights at the Dinner Table, but not as extreme. I make them write their obituary, and then I post it on my screen until the campaign's over.
Yeah, that's great. You should make the surviving guys write the obit, though, and as punishment for letting their comrade fall.
That's a good idea, but I find a lot of enjoyment in the person having to, like, I love that most of the time they like, it was the fucking mage's fault. They take the chance to call out everyone for letting them die. It's a little bit funnier, I believe. So
I'm totally
Yeah,
doing
that
that.
guy's writing is hilarious. Way funnier. I agree.
Yeah, I'm totally doing that.
So Two Tones, what did you think of this beer?
I really liked it. I don't have all my Untappd information right now, but it has to be one of my favorite seltzers. I'm going to give it a 4.25. I like the color. It was bubbly, but it was also thick. So like they kind of fought each other, I guess, for me. Like, I didn't know what to think at first, but yeah, the deep purple or plum color, I really enjoyed that. It was really smooth like a seltzer, but the mouthfeel and everything was kind of thick, which I was confused about, I guess, but I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it's going to be a 4.25 for me. And don't quote me on this, but this might be one of the highest rated seltzers I've ever done.
That's awesome. I personally thought it was... go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I thought it was very thick, very fruity. I'm a huge fan of blackberry, so I was going to give it a little extra bump just for that. It's one of probably the best ones I've had. I'm going to give it a 4.5. So go ahead with what you were about to say.
I was just going to ask you if you play Hackmaster or just Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm a myriad of different things. I'm 90% a dungeon master or a game master, depending on the system, and 10% player. I will play or run anything that anyone asks me. So I have the source books for just about everything. So if someone wants to play Hackmaster, I'll do it. Actually, no matter what, if I'm doing Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons and we go through character creation, I use the character creation quirks and flaws tables from Hackmaster for every character. They have to roll on it at least once. And if they want to do a re-roll on a stat, they earn an extra quirk or flaw. The only thing I do to alter that is that I also made my own table, which I really feel that Hackmasters could use, is what we call a redeeming quality table. So you roll on it. I made my own table, and they might come up with, like, they hate slavery, or like they're extra generous, or they have a penchant for orphans. I just like having something to balance out the quirk and flaw. It's still a quirk, but it's on the positive side. So I make them roll on that as well.
Those don't sound positive to me.
Well, positive for the game.
Slavery and orphans.
It's positive for the game master because it gives you a little bit more things to tug at the heartstrings and pull their characters into where you need them to do.
I don't know, man. I always told him
exactly what I said.
I always tell him to be like, "Hey, let's do a Hackmaster game," and he always chose Dungeons and Dragons whenever I want.
Oh, that's bullshit. Because last time you played, it was Pathfinder.
I don't even know.
That's okay. It's all right. If you guys are still doing AOL, that's all right.
That's right. I have an AOL email and I still use it.
MSN, motherfucker.
So we're gonna, with you guys, we're gonna unveil a new thing. It's would you rather. Each of us are gonna have a would you rather question, and everyone just answer honestly. Two Tones, I want you to lead us off.
All right. I have a word. Would you rather wear a monitor that beeps when you're lying, or it beeps when you're attracted to someone? I will answer first. I have a fiance who I'm very much attracted to. So if I wore one that beeped when I was attracted to someone else, like when I was around, like at a restaurant, at a bar,
it's just beeping nonstop.
It would just beep nonstop. But If it beeped when I don't really lie to her much. Much. No, seriously though. For me, not being single, I would probably do beeps when I'm lying.
Okay. Honer?
I'll do beeps when I don't know.
What would your girlfriend think?
I don't know.
See, well, where I was going, if I was single, I would want one to beep when I'm attracted to someone, because then I don't have to think of a pickup line like, "Hey, I like you." It's beeping. You know I am.
Yeah.
But you're not single.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know.
You gotta pick one.
Fucking A. I guess I'll pick the lie as well.
Brian, what would you pick? Beep when you lie or beep when you're attracted?
Yeah, I would want the least amount of beeping going on, so I would say beep when you lie.
Okay.
Yeah, because every girl's out there. Like, bup, 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 bup.
Right?
Jolly.
Hey, Brett, you do okay. We just run out of batteries real fast.
It's always beeping.
Dave?
I think I'd have to go with fly. I think I'd have to go flying because you can consciously control that or just
I
shut up.
agree.
If you believe you're lying enough, it won't be a lie.
It just stops.
I would choose lying as well. So,
Oh man.
Honer, what is your would you rather question?
Oh, here I am. Let's do. Would you rather have your jaws wired shut for a month, drinking only out of a straw, or wear an eye patch for a year?
Your jaw wired shut
For a
an
month?
eye patch.
I think obviously I would rather just have the eye patch for a year.
Arrgh.
For a fucking year.
Yeah, Blackbeard. Of course you want the eye
Hey.
patch.
How about you, Two Tones?
It has to be the eye patch. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
My jaw for a month means I can't eat. I
You
have to
drink
drink.
through a straw.
But it's less time of doing something. So
and you don't have to talk, so that's good for us.
But it's just an eye patch. Like,
for a whole year, yeah.
I'm-
They do it in Tokyo Ghoul.
What
put
did
it
you
over my bad eye, my drunk eye, so that you can't tell when I'm drunk.
I can easily tell.
Okay, so you're choosing patch.
Yes.
I'm going to choose to wired my mouth shut.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, that's good for all of us. Just stick to the editing.
Yeah. How about you guys? How about Jolly? What do you choose?
Oh, this is an easy one for me. I would go with the not the eye patch. I forget what the other one.
Wired your
Because
jaw.
I had about a year ago, I had an incident where I had bleeding in my right eye. I woke up like I literally couldn't see anything out of my right eye. It's like I was totally blind. And it's the first time in my life I've had a panic attack because I thought, oh my God, I'm never going to see out of that eye again. What if I lose the other one? And so it was like 4 to 5 weeks of not knowing. I could eventually the blood absorbed and I could see again. But having experienced that, I would easily go with the jaw wired shut.
I'm sorry for bringing that up for you. I guess.
Yeah, dang.
Traumatizing. Good job, Jolly.
PTSD here. Thanks. Sorry.
How about
bro.
you,
It makes me
Dave?
reevaluate my choice.
What a wimp.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I would definitely go eye patch.
Okay.
It goes with talk like a pirate.
Right?
And you're about to
Ahoy, matey.
Brian.
Shiver
I
me
thought that was
timbers.
going to be your choice too, because of the whole Jolly Blackburn pirate name and everything.
That
Yeah.
was. I did have that question in name game. It was in the name game. I would ask you a question, and all the answers would be the names of the people who are on the podcast. So, Jolly would be an answer. Brian, Dave, Tony, or Phil, or Bruce. And I said, what was the flag you flew when you were about to take the cargo of somebody? So therefore, the answer would have been Jolly Roger. And we didn't get to play that game because I realized that 5 different people trying to ring in would be very hard for me to figure out who rang in first. So, is that everybody on? Did everyone answer that question?
I don't think
Brian?
I answered. My first instinct was the shorter duration uncomfort, but then I realized wearing a patch for a year isn't that bad, given I've been at home for a year. So,
But like,
I can
who's
do
gonna
something minor like that for a year?
fucking make sure that I keep it on? You know what I'm saying?
Either
I
way,
will.
like
I'm gonna
your
go.
mouth wired, your jaw wired shut would be horrible on
Yeah,
yourself.
but oh yeah, I love talking. And you guys love hearing me talk.
No, we don't.
Oh, no, we don't.
So I don't want to do that to you guys or me. So
All right, the last question is...
Patches are awesome. You could be a Bond villain. There's a lot of things.
Oh,
you could
yeah.
shake and not stud.
All right, our last question is from
do.
me,
Goodbye, Mr. Bond.
everybody. Would you rather lick every inanimate object you see or be licked by every living thing you see?
Oh fuck.
I'm going to answer first, as we always have. I would let every living thing lick me before I licked every inanimate object I see. Hands down.
Where are they licking? Are they
It doesn't specify. It just, I guess it's up to the creature licking you where they're going to lick you.
Well, at least they're not biting me, I guess. So yeah, I guess I would do that too. I would do like everybody living lick me.
Yeah, I would rather have a giraffe lick me than lick giraffe turd.
When are you?
So
ever, when are you ever going to be
It
by
sounds
a
like you're
giraffe?
At the zoo.
If you choose the other way around, you're just keeping your eyes shut the whole time, right?
I know. I'd rather have any living thing lick me. That's easy.
How about you, Dave?
Oh yeah, that's easy. Any living thing, I would just send the two-step kids to their dad's house and be fine. We got a dog in the house anyway. She's already,
Right? Yeah.
Dogs do.
I just don't want to lick everything I see.
Jolly?
Yeah, the living things, because you can avert your eyes. You can limit your scope of vision, whatever.
I'm sorry, honey, but I accidentally saw her crossing the walk. She's coming over here to lick me.
We made eye contact. She has to lick me now.
She has to lick me. She's living. Unlike you dead broad.
Sally, for you, it'd be a bunch of squirrels.
Good.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, good thing my beep's not beeping though, because I'm not lying.
Brian, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. I'd be subjected to being licked. Although I did have a brief thought, like, where am I that I would have to lick everything? Like maybe a winery, maybe that'd be okay.
No, but where I'm at right now, I see Graybeard and Blackbeard and a laptop.
I see
I'm
a
not
lot-
licking all this.
Well, no, they're inanimate.
Okay, well, laptop and a microphone and a phone.
beer,
The
cans,
trash can over there.
everything in here. There's a
I
lot
am
of
not
shit.
licking
in here.
that shit.
Yeah, and especially when you walk out, you gotta lick my trash can in here.
Now,
Yeah,
there's
get out.
there's a bunch of people who love things, and especially they love this show. So let's go into the top 15 downloaded of our last episode, the cities they downloaded from.
Yay!
Let's get it, Bruce.
Chicago, Illinois, South Bend, Indiana, Goshen, Indiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, Calgary, Alberta, Springfield, Illinois, Mishawaka, Indiana, Hogue, Ohio, Los Angeles, California, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, San Jose, California, Atlanta, Georgia, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, Crystal Lake, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Fitchburg, Massachusetts, Billerica, Massachusetts, Clemens, North Carolina, La Vista, Nebraska, Clichy, France, Asheboro, North Carolina, Dowagiac, Michigan, thanks, Jakey, Three Oaks, Michigan, and finally, Happy, Kentucky.
Thank you, guys. We're gonna do what we call a last call. Out of all the beers we've had today, the 3 beers, which one is gonna be your last call? Bartender calls last call, end of the night. You got to order one more. Which one's your go-to?
Jolly.
Evil water.
All right. Brian?
Well, I didn't try the evil water, although you guys say it's great, but I think I'm going to go with what I liked for sure, and that's the Kentucky Sunrise.
Nice. And Dave?
Well, I just have to point out, as president, I got both the Kentucky Sunrise and the Evil Water.
You got both.
Yeah, my team is loyal. I go Evil Water.
Very nice. Honer?
I will say that I really liked, for the last call, I think I would go back with the Cobbler a la mode, just because I really want to taste it again.
Okay. Two Tones?
Evil Water, hands down. Favorite beer.
I agree. I enjoyed the Evil Water the most. I'm a big blackberry guy.
So the Evil Water wins for the episode. Right now we're gonna do our social media outputs or your info. If you guys want to promote anything, if you guys have anything that you have upcoming that you want to promote, just go ahead and shout it out. Give us your socials. Let's go.
So one of the new things we're working on is Hackmaster Zealot's Guide books. You can find those on our website. We also
He's looking
have
for
a
social media.
we have a Facebook page, for KenzerCo. We also have groups for Knights of the Dinner Table, Hackmaster, Kingdoms of Calamar. We have forums on our website, www.KenzerCo.com, that you can join and connect with other fans.
Very nice. I'm Beer Bandit Bruce on Twitter, Bruce the Beer Bandit on Instagram, and any other social media, including Untappd. You can follow the show on all those social media platforms as well. We also have a website called drunkwithbuds.weebly.com, and you can find our merch on Teespring/drunkwithbuds. Buy a shirt. On our website, you can promote different beers that you want us to try on our beer suggestions app. How about you, Two Tones?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the number 2tones87, but I might want to change it to Brownbeard. Who knows?
Honer.
So follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I am Honer Creations. I make dumbass videos for dumbass people like me. And my personal on Twitter is PETOWNE. And you can also follow me on Untappd on PETOWNE as well. Check out my checkouts and shit. I don't know. I just like being on Untappd. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Nice. And now we have a new segment at the very end. It's called
Can I just pipe in here?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm not sure if Brian mentioned KenzerCo.com, which is our website. And the thing that's great about that for all of your viewers or your listeners that are into playing fantasy role-playing games, our site is so old and so bad and so Byzantine that it's like getting through a maze. So if you want to just come to our site and try to find anything, like if you wanted to buy something and trying to find what you wanted to buy, is half the adventure in of itself. Being able to find a treasure somewhere on our site until we actually get this thing fixed and modern. I think it's a lot of fun. In fact, you can spend hours just playing on our site trying to find your way around.
There's also free stuff, free downloads. You can download Hackmaster Basic for free.
Nice.
And there's a Knights at the Dinner Table coloring book that you can download for free as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, the cost of Hackmaster is $0 and 0 pennies. It's you're not going to find a better game pound for pound, dollar for dollar.
No, you will not. It is very good. So it's called Sign the Guest Book, guys. Pick the beer or seltzer or cider you like the most. Please use a Sharpie or something and sign it and send it back to us. We put it on our wall as all of our guests have on there what their favorite beers were. We will pay for the shipping. After we go off air, I'll make sure you have the address. And then let me know how I can pay you back.
Yeah. I just want to shout out to Ayla Jalen for giving us that idea, because we've had guests before her, and we never, ever, I don't know why we didn't think of having a guest sign their favorite beer for the episode and just leaving it here. Like you said, we could post it. But yeah, shout out to her for throwing that idea in our head, and now we've started it. And hopefully, yeah, you guys find your favorite beer, your favorite drink, whatever you had today, sign it. Bruce will give you the mailing address off air, and we'll cover all charges after that.
So we're ending the episode. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, that's great. Jolly's autograph is $100. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're comping us that. Thank you.
We won't sell it, so we don't have to pay for it.
He better send his fingers with those.
So we're gonna. Go ahead.
Just the favorite, right? Not both of them.
No,
Yeah, just the one that you like the most of the two that you had. So we're gonna.
Is it okay for Brian to sign it, even though he didn't get to taste it?
If that was his favorite, even though he didn't get to taste it. So we're gonna end the episode with one final song. Sometimes we rap and or do little skits while the music's on. Feel free to join in.
This is probably not going to be a rap because I don't even know what song it is. I just clicked the thing.
We might have to do a story, or we might rap, or we just
who knows.
We're gonna get lost in the music.
If you feel like jumping in, jump in. We're waiting on Honer.
The last intro we did, Bruce and I, we talked about we were on a little voyage and we were talking.
So this is Geeks Motel, no copyright, lo-fi, hip-hop, and chill hop 2021. Stomp's playlist on YouTube. And
let's see what we feel.
Hold on, let me get the fuck out of this. All right. Hit it.
Dungeon Master.
I'm weary.
Dungeon.
I'm a traveler. I've been trying to bag her like Frodo. He's a bagger. I don't even know his last name.
Bag.
But I bag it. But yeah.
He rapping. He's trapping. He's stopping.
I'm rapping. I'm dapping. I'm just trying to make it happy. Everything that goes on, you know that I gotta roll that dice. I don't know.
Get a crit.
This
20.
is the same playlist. Let me skip forward just a little bit. Swoop.
That's all you
Ashley
got.
Home Store's ultimate event
ad.
is going
Wow,
on now. For
ads.
Valentine's
I
Day.
love
Save
ads.
up to $1,000
All
on
right,
select
so that didn't work out, but he wanted it to.
Here we go. Because I don't know any of these.
Yeah, that's the show, guys.
Yeah,
So,
bye guys. See you later.
we failed in that part.
Oh,
You guys don't have to hang
that was
up.
fun.
You guys don't have to hang up. We're gonna end the show.
There's a beat. God damn, they're all fucking slow.
Oh, let's just end it. All right, everybody. Peace out. Thank you for listening.